What is up, everybody? Welcome to AK Plays. I'm AK. Let's play.
Alrighty then.
Alright, everybody, today I've got a fun one for you. It is a Final Measure hybrid DPS build. Now, I really like Final Measure. I've used it a lot, especially in 1.8.2, but in 1.8.3 this is the DPS version that I came up with. It is 8,000 firearms, 4,900 stamina, 3 pieces of Final Measure, 2 pieces of Banshee, and a Ninja Bike bag. Now, the primary weapon is a house, which you can see has deadly, responsive, and card counter, and these are the attachments. Then our secondary is a lightweight M4 with sustained, predatory, determined, and these attachments. Then our pistol, I just keep around my cool-headed determined one in case I need an ult back quickly. And on the chest piece, we have a Final Measure chest, rolled for stamina, health, exotic damage resilience, and ammo capacity. And then these are the Final Measure bonuses, if you need to see them. Basically, I get to pick up grenades, which is great. And on the mask, I am rolled for firearms, critical hit chance, and your minor should be burn resistance. On the knee pads, we are rolled for firearms, health, burn, shock, and the last one should be disrupt resistance. These are Final Measure knee pads. On the holster, it is a Banshee holster, rolled for critical hit chance. And then here are the Banshee bonuses. And then we have Banshee gloves, rolled for firearms, SMG damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. And the Ninja Bike bag, rolled for firearms, health, and then I would say probably disrupt resistance for the minor. Our mods, we have stamina, critical hit chance, support station healing speed, and support station range. We're going to load up into that support station because it's going to be on the ground for the majority of the time, so it's kind of our only real healing. On the holster, we have support station healing speed. And on the knees, we have stamina, health, and support station healing speed. The reason for stamina health you'll see in a little bit, but it's that we have a lot of crit chance, and so we can afford to run some health here. And on the mask, we have stamina, critical hit chance. And on the chest piece, we have firearms, critical hit chance, and firearms, critical hit chance. Now we'll look at some of the fun stuff. You can see our crit hit chance is at 50%, which is really good. It's really high up there, and I believe that precision gives you 12%, so I think if you're at 48, you're good. So if you want to, you could probably get 2 more stamina health or firearms health instead of critical hit chance. However, I like to not take the risk, and I want to have higher base critical hit chance at 50. No other huge standout stats. And then onto our skills, we have a booster shot for more damage and resistance. Not really for a heal, because it takes a long time to come back, and it doesn't offer very much healing. It's basically just a buff. Then the immune station as our second skill, and that's going to basically be our only healing. And then if you're running solo, I run a recovery link. However, if you're in a group, you might want to consider survivor link or blue. And now we'll take a look at the talents. So I run with on the move, chain reaction, precision, and critical save. Critical save for resistance when you hit a medkit when you're at low health. Precision to get us that maximum critical hit chance when you hit a headshot. And I believe it gives 12, but I like to just not take any chances and have it only need to give me 10. Chain reaction, because you have Final Measure and you're going to be absorbing a lot of grenades, you're going to be throwing a lot of grenades, and so you want them to do the most damage possible. And then on the move to get resistance when you kill things. If you're in a team, you want to run Combat Medic, obviously. So you're going to want to run Combat Medic, obviously, if you're in a team, and hopefully you have someone running Pulse so you can get rid of your precision. As for Adrenaline, I didn't feel like it was super necessary because there's not a whole lot of status effects that are going to hurt you, especially since Pred is not that strong against Final Measures, even just with a little bit of EDR. However, if you want and you think that it's a problem, then you can run Adrenaline over Chain Reaction. However, for solo, this is how I've been running it. And that's the build. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's great for absorbing nades when you're solo and you just want to do some damage. However, I don't love it for solo. I just think that it's a great team build when you want to run Final Measure and absorb nades for your team, but you don't feel like you need a Final Measure healer. I think Final Measure healer is definitely still the #1 way to run a Final Measure build in 1.8.3. However, in the state of the Dark Zone right now, where it's not super full servers, where you're having giant server fights day after day, I feel like this is definitely something that has a place in the current Dark Zone. In this meta, obviously, double healer, tactician, and final measure healer with a couple of DPS players with vigorous chests is kind of the team meta. However, you're not really seeing a ton of huge team fights or server fights that really call for that. For us, for the most part, I'm having either a teammate, or I'm running solo, or I'm running with a couple of teammates, and we're basically just fighting a few people. It's never such a big deal that we feel it's necessary to go full double healer and DPS builds. I feel like it's nice to just have, if it's a two-man, to have two people running DPS, and if you're fighting a couple more people and they have nades that they're spamming at you, having final measure is a huge help. So I kind of built it for that purpose if I was doing a duo and I wanted to have final measure on the squad, but still wanted to do damage to players. So it works pretty well as a solo. I've ran it solo for a couple days now, and it works. It's definitely good. And then when it comes to small teams and fighting against small groups of people on a server, it definitely works as well. I haven't tried it in massive server fights quite yet. However, it seems like it's going to work pretty well, as you can see from this two-man manhunt that we're going to be showing you now. So I hope you guys enjoy the build. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.
gonna kill him, watch.
Yeah, bro, he's gonna shoot you again, bro.
Chicken dance.
Come on.